there are like so many challenges. Economically, yeah, because we are a small population, which means we have small market, and which gives like limitation for many of the businesses, especially the small and medium-sized businesses, that they have a small market and big competition. So they need to create something that they can export, or something that they can win in the this competitive market. And another challenge is related with that. It's not easy to find financing from other countries or other places in terms of investment, because finding return on investment is not easy for this small market and small size of businesses.
We have people who are afraid of working, afraid of growing a business, afraid of increasing their income because they believe that they will lose their salvation. And so that is a barrier, trying to overcome that and helping people to understand that wealth creation is part of what God has given as a gift, but we are to do it in His way. Yes, there is a caution, there is a challenge. There's 2,000 verses in the Bible about money, but that doesn't mean that we fear it only and stay away, but that we have to recognize it's a tool, it's a medium, but ultimately we are to give glory to God.
Women entrepreneurship in Uganda is quite a challenge. We get into business, number one, from an area of a barrier to business. Many of them do not have access to capital. There are areas around the confidence even on how they run businesses. There's a narrative that there are certain sectors that are made for the men and certain sectors that women should not go in. We've seen a totally low number of enrollments in businesses that are in manufacturing, engineering, and all those particular aspects, even just supplier management. And for me, this is something that also comes up as a challenge, because if we are saying God created business and business is good and He's given us the gifts and the tools and the talents to literally get into business, then women need to come at the forefront and be able to challenge some of those challenges and show up in these particular sectors as people made in the image of God and able to run this business.
Corruption is often an endemic challenge. So 82% of those that we serve who, when we first begin working with them, do not already have an expressed anti-corruption commitment. And that may mean sometimes they're participating in bribery. 82% of those later, and this is the power of God's word, say, I am going to take a courageous stand that I can do business God's way, and I can trust that He's going to provide for me and my family. He's going to provide for my employees, and this business can be successful, often in environments where it feels like if you don't participate, you don't have a chance.
The prosperity gospel has been a huge issue. I think the church really has to continue to wrestle with how we recognize and how we give honor to even people who are doing all different types of work, recognizing that it's a good and holy thing, that God has created us for this purpose, and that we need to teach not just wealth creation, but then wealth management, because that is where we remember that we are stewards and that we own nothing, that God owns everything.
It's a challenge that many times when you find businesses that have done so well on the economic, they might be struggling in the area of the spiritual, or if they are probably doing well on both, then there is an aspect on the environmental aspect that they've not been able to address. And my recommendation to some of these business leaders in our ecosystems is ongoing support, ongoing communication, ongoing awareness. We have so many tools that have been provided to us by the BAM community that we continue to use just to create that awareness of how we can support them along the way to integrate all those particular aspects into the way they run businesses.